Hello, my friend, and welcome to week 2 of Introduction to Pilates. Last week we started our journey. This week we're continuing on with some more fundamentals, adding on to what we did last week and doing some review. For today's class, you're going to need some grip socks if you have them, a ball or a pillow, and some blocks. You might also want to get a blanket for today's class just to prop yourself up, but also to put underneath your hip. So go and grab those things and come on back. Let's review our fundamentals of Pilates. So as defined by Joseph Pilates' actual students to kind of condense his teachings, the fundamentals are concentration, control, breathing, centering, flow, and precision. So all of those things we bring together into our Pilates class. The 5 principles of Stop Pilates, which is my training, are breathing, pelvic placement. You found that out where your pelvis is in space. Rib cage placements. We talked about that last week, where the ribs are. Scapular placement or shoulder blades, where they are in space. And the head and cervical spine placement. So all of these things we bring together for Pilates. All right, so let's start off sitting up nice and tall. Bring in whatever props that you need, bringing the hands down to the side. Let's inhale, shrug our shoulders up, and exhale down. We're going to create some space through the upper body, through the ribs before we get moving. Let's go back to front, back to front, back to front. One more time. Reaching the arms away and pulling the elbows back. Inhaling, reaching, exhaling, pulling back. Let's do that one more time. Kissing our shoulder blades together. This time, reaching the hands out, thumbs down, roll the shoulders back, and feel how much movement you have across the front of the chest here. Turning palms up, fingers to the shoulders, and make great big elbow circles. Let's go the other way. Beautiful. Sweeping our arms up. Exhaling, let's twist to our right. Inhaling, sweeping up. Exhaling, twisting to the left. And we're not thinking about jamming or forcing, but rather thinking about creating length through the spine. Beautiful. This time, let's stretch our feet out in front of us. Big hamstring stretch. If you need to fold a blanket or your mat over a few times, feel free. We're going to inhale, lift up, this time twisting to the right, drawing the right knee up. Inhaling, exhale, twisting to the left, drawing the left knee up. Inhaling up, exhaling, twisting. One more time. Nice big flex on the feet. And then let the hands come down. Coming into our mermaid sequence, let's reach our feet over to our right, stacking as much as we can, but listening to our bodies as always. Right hand to right shin, left hand reaches up, gazing up at the elbow. Think about lifting the elbow up toward the ceiling. Inhaling, breathing into the open rib, exhaling, diving the elbow down. Inhaling, we're going to hold that, again, breathing into the top rib, and then exhaling, opening up. Inhaling, exhaling, all the way down, palm is up, placing the legs one on top of each other, pressing out of that shoulder, scapular placement, sweeping our right arm up overhead, lift the ribs and transfer some weight back. Now, breathing into the top rib, inhale. One more breath. Placing the palm down, transferring weight back. Reaching back, grabbing onto the shin and squeezing the hip forward. So we don't want to be back here in this contracted position. Instead, think about lifting forward and squeezing. How does that feel? Inhale. Maybe even pushing the foot into the hand slightly and then releasing it, finding the sensation of stretch. Let's sweep around to the other side, stacking our legs as much as we can, grabbing onto the left shin this time, and knowing that the two sides of our body are never the same, so suiting the pose to your body, please. Gazing up at our right elbow, inhaling up there, exhaling, diving down. Again, breathing into the open rib, inhale, and exhale, opening out, third stage. Sending breath into the right ribs, inhaling, opening all the way out, stacking, arm comes overhead, lift and press back. How is this feeling? Does it feel good? Holding, inhaling, turning our palms down, transfer back, sweep, squeeze forward. We're going to be doing some things with our legs in the air today. So we want to make sure that we are opening up the front of the thigh and the hip flexors just to give us a little bit more ease here. Push a foot into the hand a little bit and then release it. Maybe draw it back a little more. This is yours. Choose the one that suits you. Beautiful. And then let's sweep all the way around, finding our position on the mat. Let's come into our Pilates lateral rib cage or back breathing. Bringing the hands down toward the ribs. Start to press your thumbs into the low ribs. This is the one that I really like. Finding kind of where they float, and then the index fingers coming forward to the floating ribs at the front. Let's start to send our breath into these ribs here, inhaling. As you exhale, it's like you're blowing out a birthday candle. Inhale here and exhale. Now, another way that you can think about the breath is breathing into the low ribs from the back. So you can take your hands and set them on the low ribs here and inhale into your hands at the back. And you can really feel those ribs expanding there. And that's how some people like to do it. So choosing your own adventure, my friend, whichever one works for you. Inhaling into our back, into the low ribs. Exhaling, birthday candle breath. Feel the ribs starting to knit together and the belly tighten up all the way around, like you're doing up a corset or a tight belt, whatever works. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now, remember to find your transversus abdominis, which is what we want to engage. Think about coughing. Feel the muscles that tighten up when you cough. That's your transversus. So let's think about tightening that up on our next couple breaths. Inhaling into the low ribs. Exhale, birthday candle breath. Tighten up that cough muscle, muscle. Inhaling into the low ribs. Exhale, that cough muscle, tighten it up, squeeze. Good. How did it feel? Good. One of the original pieces of Pilates equipment, I have it written down because I always want to say it's the breathalyzer, but that's not it. It is the breathalyzer. The breathalyzer looks like a pinwheel, kind of on a stick with a straw. And what he used to do, Joseph Pilates used to do, was have his clients, his students, take the breathalyzer, the straw, and blow the pinwheel. So it's that and when you would have to keep the pinwheel going for a long time. So the breathalyzer, that's what we're going for in our Pilates breath. It's a long, controlled, precise breath. It's okay? That's what's gonna help us with our core. All right, my friends, let's get right into the practice then. Now, to use our blanket today, you may or may not like to use this, but I'm going to give it to you as an option. I have a little bit of a sway back. My bum pops out a little bit when I walk. It's just the way my spine is. So using a blanket can help me bring a little bit of ease into my back. So I've got it folded over a few times like this. Here you can see it better from that angle. And then I'm going to bring that underneath my sacrum. Okay, have your ball nearby. Now, lying down, the edge of the blanket is kind of into my low back. So this just lifts my sacrum up a little bit and it gives me a little bit more length and a little more comfort. You can take a moment here and rock the pelvis. We want to find that neutral pelvis. Neutral pelvis is the strongest, most stable positioning of our pelvis. Now, taking our hands, placing thumbs onto the rib cage, splaying the rest of the fingers down toward our hip bones, so the two bony protuberances at the front of our hips. Sending our breath into the mat, inhaling. Exhaling, feeling this squeeze tight. Feel the abdominals in between the hips and the ribs tightening up all the way around to the back. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Inhaling again and exhaling, squeezing everything nice and tight. Good. Now, if you have a ball or a foam block even, or a pillow, reach that up. Palms are facing each other. Let's do our nice scapular work. Reaching the fingers up, feeling the stretch in the upper back, then allowing them to settle. Reaching up and settling. Let's do that one more time. Feeling all of the movement that we have through our scapula. Now shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. Say, I don't know. And then press armpits down towards your waist. Shrug and press. One more time. And press. Beautiful. Now take the ball, and when you're using a Pilates ball, you want it a little underinflated, okay? So you can squeeze it. You can also use a children's ball. We're going to place that between our knees. Our feet are about hip bone distance, or two of our fists apart. And we're going to come into our Pilates forward flexion. So inhaling, sweeping our arms up. Now right here, press the armpits down toward your waist, like you're trying to touch your waist with your armpits. It's not physically possible, but think about it. Inhale, breathing into the back. Lengthen up the back of the neck by tucking the chin in. We worked on this last class. Now we're going to squeeze the ball just a little teeny tiny bit as we exhale, birthday candle breath. Jut the chin out, come up and over, slide the hands to just an inch or two off of the mat. You want to look at the ball and squeeze the ball. See if you can reach your hands towards your heels a little bit more. Inhale to hold that. And exhale to lower the head. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, peeling the head up. When you're up there, you really want to tuck the chin in, visualizing a little bouncy ball or a key lime under your chin. And the collarbones are broad, lifting up, sternum lifting and releasing. Inhaling, sweeping up. Exhaling, coming up and over. Squeezing the ball slightly. Good. Inhaling. Exhaling, lowering. Inhaling, sweeping arms up, pressing armpits down the waist and closing our ribs down. Exhaling, reaching like you're arcing the hands as we draw our belly in. Our core is strong. Holding, inhaling, and exhaling down. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up, releasing the ball slightly, stabilizing the scapula, lengthening up the back of the neck. Exhaling, jut the chin out, arc the arms up and over. Good. Holding and squeezing here. And then exhaling down. Let's look to the right and look to the left. Taking the ball away, come on back to a seated position. Now, how did that feel? How did it feel? I'm just checking my notes here to make sure I get everything in for you. Now, did it feel good? A lot of people, when they first start Pilates, their neck is a little bit sore. Not uncommon because we have such a drooped in, checking our phone posture now that these muscles can be fairly weak. If you want to do your ab prep or anything with the head up, really, with the hands behind, that is absolutely okay. And turn around to show you. You can absolutely do this with the hands interlaced. It's not incorrect, but I find that when people do that, when people interlace their hands behind them, they tend to kind of start pulling on the head and dropping the elbows in, and then you can see. So it's not wrong, but I like a looser hold back here, and then the elbows are broad and we come into forward flexion a couple times that way. Let's do that a couple times. If you like the ball, you can use it. Coming all the way back down again, grabbing on behind the hamstrings and bringing the hands behind. So giving this a try now. Inhale, breathing into the back. Exhale, birthday candle breath. Inhaling, drawing the belly in, and then exhaling, releasing. Inhaling, exhaling, birthday candle breath. Squeezing the core here. Think about floating the sternum straight up, lightening the shoulder blades on the mat slightly, and then lowering. Let's do it one more time. Inhaling, exhaling, holding, and releasing. How did you do? Now, that is challenging, isn't it? Alrighty, I'm just gonna set my ball off to the side for now. See if it can stay. And then we're gonna move into toe dips. Now, toe dips start off with a hip fold. You can keep this underneath your sacrum if you like it. I really like it when my legs are in the air. Now, we're gonna come all the way down again. And let's place our hands onto our belly and elevate the elbows. Toe heeling our feet right together. We're gonna do what is known as a hip fold. So we're gonna fold from here, inhaling into the back. Exhale, bracing your abdominals. Let's work heel, toe, peel a leg up to what is called tabletop. Tabletop, my friend, is where the femur, the thigh bone, is pretty much nice and vertical, okay? So it's not in here. There are times that we're gonna use that, but not today. And tabletop, we don't wanna let your shin bone droop. We wanna get the shin up so that it is a tabletop. Okay, let's try again. Take an inhale, working heel, toe, peel one leg up to tabletop. Now here's where it gets challenging. Exhale forcefully, birthday candle breath, working heel, toe, peel the other leg up to tabletop. Good. Now, how does that feel? If tabletop is feeling easy, you've probably got your legs in here. We want to press the legs out so that our femurs are vertical. It should be fairly sensational. Remember, we don't want to spill things. We want the shins to be horizontal. Inhale. Now let's go toe, heel, peel one leg down, and toe, heel, peel the other leg down. Let's do it again. Whatever foot you didn't lead with, use it. Inhale, exhale, working heel, toe, peel the other leg up to tabletop, and brace the core, forceful exhalation, peel the other leg up to tabletop. Holding, inhaling, toe, heel down, toe, heel down. Do it again. Heel, toe up. Brace your core, tighten up, toe, heel, ready, toe, heel down, toe, heel down. This is how we get in and out of tabletop position. Inhale, heel, toe up, tighten up, squeeze. The abdominals are supporting the spine, toe, heel down, toe, heel down. Whew, okay. We're gonna come into an exercise called toe dips. Now, when we're up in tabletop, what we don't want to be doing is kicking our bum, okay? We want to keep the bend in the knee and dip a foot down and lift back up. Dip the other foot down and lift back up. So can you see how I am actually keeping the bend in my legs? One thing that you can do if you have one of these balls is do one leg at a time and tuck a ball behind. So if we have the legs in tabletop, the leg with the ball is not going to be in perfect tabletop, but that leg's going to dip and up, okay? Dip and up. You can do that one if you'd like for practice, but we're going to do alternating, okay? Placing the hands on the belly, working heel toe, peel the right leg up to tabletop, working heel toe, left leg up to tabletop. Inhale. Now, tighten up your core. Listen to my cues. Exhaling, dip one foot down. Inhaling, come back up. Exhaling, dip the other foot down. Inhaling, come back up. You should be feeling this fairly strongly. Exhaling, right foot dips down. Tight, 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 tight. Inhaling, come back up. You've got this. Exhaling, left foot, keep the core tight. Keep everything strong. Inhaling, come back up. Exhaling to dip. Inhaling back up. Keeping the hands on the belly. We don't want to let the abdominals be doming up. So the hands just give us a nice tactile cueing here. Exhaling. Inhaling. How about one more? And toe heel down. Toe heel down. Whoo. Let the legs come out and allow them to swish from right to left and left to right. How did that feel? Was it a lot? Yes, it's a lot. It is a lot. Don't worry. All right, we're gonna move in to shoulder bridges with some footwork. Let's grab onto a couple of blocks. Grip socks if you have them, absolutely for this one. Scooching the blocks right together and grab onto the ball. Now, when we do shoulder bridges in Pilates, they're not the same as shoulder bridges for yoga. In yoga, we think about really lifting up the hips, really letting that back arc and everything. Pilates is all about the squeeze. So keeping everything squeezed and connected and the hips and the ribs connected. Are you ready? All right, we're gonna bring the ball between the knees and bring the balls of our foot onto the edges of the blocks. Notice I'm using 2 blocks side by side. I'm gonna move my blanket out from underneath me, place the ball between the knees. Now, if you tend to kind of splay the feet to the baby toes, it might feel better for you to put the ball between the ankles. Totally up to you. But for today, let's put it between the knees. Alrighty? So putting the ball between the knees. And we're just gonna do a few shoulder bridges up and down to find our placement. Let's squeeze the ball. Place our hands down. Now, inhale, lift the pelvic floor. Exhale, lift up. How does it feel? We should be able to lift our head here. And let's lower down. Make any changes. I'm gonna scooch my hands a little closer to the blocks. Squeeze the ball and lift up. We're squeezing the ball, we're squeezing our glutes, we're lifting the pelvic floor, and the weight is on the balls of the feet. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. We're gonna do this one more time. Inhale, squeeze the ball, squeeze everything up. Good. Now, dynamic tension. Reach the knees past the toes. Not physically possible, but think about reaching the knees past the toes, keeping the glutes squeezing. Squeeze the ball. Now, my friends, inhale, we're going to lower the heels. We want to think about trying to get the heels lower than the blocks, and then exhale everything up. Inhaling, lowering the heels toward the ground. Exhaling, lifting everything up. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Keep squeezing the ball. So we have increased our footwork here. Keep squeezing, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. 2 more, inhaling. Squeeze your glutes one more time. Weight off of the head. Arc it up. Lower the bum. Take the ball away. Beautiful. How did that feel? Can you feel how lifting the feet up has made a little more sensation for you? Okay, we're gonna put that off to the side for now, and we're gonna come into the 100. We worked on the 100 with the arm pump. Today we're going to go into the full 100. Now, a lot of people find it hard to hold the head for the entire 100. You can reach one hand behind the head, support, do 50 pumps with one hand, and then switch when you are ready, okay? So choosing our own adventure today, let's come all the way down. So if we are doing the 100 with one hand behind the head, I still like to do the sweep and the forward flexion and then bring one hand behind because it kind of sets me up a little bit better. It's up to you. And then we're going to pump one hand. After 50, we're going to switch. Okay? Next option for the 100 is to do 0 forward flexion at all. Just doing the arm pump. Okay, I'm going to relax my body. Just doing the arm pump will test, like nothing else is going on. But do you see how this is really kind of testing my rib cage, okay, my brace? When I brace the abdominals, just doing the arm pump of the 100 is a lot. So with forward flexion, with one hand behind, or no forward flexion at all, working on the arm pump. Choosing your own adventure today, my friends, and feel free to put your head down if you want to. Inhaling, let's sweep our arms up, pressing our armpits down toward our hips. Exhaling, arcing our spine and our hands up and over. Looking between the thighs, option to bring one hand behind. And let's start to pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Keep going. It doesn't matter if you get the staccato. What matters is that you are pumping and breathing. 40. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 50. If you're doing one hand, make sure that you are switching. 60. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 70. Knowing you can put your head down. 80. Hold. Release. Whew. Look to the right, look to the left. Rolling over onto one side, and let's come all the way up. How are you? How is it feeling? Checking my notes. All right, now let's come into a different type of side lying. We're gonna come onto our side and feel free to grab that blanket and place it underneath your hip. This one, so last week we did bum at the back end, feet to the front corner. This time we're gonna scooch ourselves up a little bit and bring our feet to the side. Now, my friends, I have been teaching for many years on my elbow. My neck has built up quite a bit of strength. Most people tell me that it's the neck. They can't do the neck. So if you want to do your side lying like this, you can, but feel free to turn the gaze down to the elbow crease. That can release a lot of neck tension. But I'm going to cue you that you can absolutely lie all the way down. So you see how I'm cradling the head? And if you have a ball or a pillow, feel free to place it underneath the head, just like this. Do you see how now I've created quite a nice pillow for myself? You can do all of this right here. You know what? Maybe I'll even do it right here for today. We're going to bring our big toe mounds together, and those are going to stay. This hand is to remind you to engage your powerhouse, or you can wrap the fingers underneath and feel how you've got a little bit of a waist there. We don't want to be pushing into the hand, okay? Choosing our own adventure, keeping the big toe mounds together. We're going to lift the knee, but the hips are going to stay still and lower. Almost forgot. Third option is to take the hand to the hip so we can make sure that it's not moving around. That's actually my favorite. So we're going to exhale, lift the knee, and inhale, lower the knee. Exhale, lift the knee, and inhale, lower the knee. This is called clamshell or oyster, depending on the style, and inhale. We've got and inhale. You want to feel the muscles gliding underneath your hand. Exhale and inhale. Now let's add on. We've got an exhale lift. Now the knee is going to stay right here. We're going to lift the toe. Drop the toe and lower. Exhale to lift the knee. Inhale to lift the toe. Exhale to drop the toe. Inhale to lower. So we've got exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale. And lower. Whew. So we're probably getting a nice warm sensation coming in through the hip. We've got an exhale. Now this time we're going to do extend and bend. Again, the knee is going to stay still. We're going to extend the leg, bend the leg, touch the toe down and lower. Lots of people actually like to do this exercise with the hand right there so that we can feel if that knee is kind of sliding around all over the place or not. Good. Exhale and inhale and exhale. Hold it out and pulse for 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend, touch, and lower. Good. Now, second part of the mermaid sequence, just to introduce to you, we're going to lift up our little mermaid tail. And we're going to lift the knee, so doing that open clamshell and lowering. Now, what is magical about this, in my opinion, is that we're bringing the leg from internal rotation all the way out to external rotation. So it's so super good for your hip. One more. Inhale. Sensational now. We're going to hold this one up. Exhale, hold, rotate, touch, and lower. We've got an exhale and an inhale and an exhale and an inhale. Keep the bottom foot lifted, extend it and bend it, touch it down and lower. One more. Hold this one up. Short one here. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend, touch, and lower. Woohoo! All right. Shall we do the other side? Whew, you're probably feeling lots of sensation there. Here we go. Come on in. Find your comfy spot. Bring the feet back to be in alignment with your bottom. Find your comfortable position here. We've got an exhale and an inhale. And now, be ready because the two sides of our body are so different. And inhale. Let's hold it up. And rotate, touch it down and lower. Can you feel what's going on in the hip underneath your hand? Feel all that beautiful movement. This is so good for us. Touch and lower. Lift. Here we go. Next time, hold it up. Remember, you can mark it with your hand, extend it and bend it, touch it down and lower. And a lift and a lift and extend it and bend it, touch it down and lower. And a lift, lift, extend it and bend it, touch it down and lower. And a lift, lift, extend it, bend it. This time we hold it up. We've got a lift, lift, hold it up. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend, touch, and lower. Lift the feet. Here we go. And inhale. And inhale. Okay, here we go. Lift it and lift it, touch it down. Shorter one here because our hip is probably getting pretty tired. And hold this one, extend and bend. Extend it, keep the bottom foot lifted and lower. Lift it and extend it and bend it, touch it down and lower. And now hold this one up and pulse. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend, touch, and lower. Oh, wow. How did that feel? That was a lot, I know. You can always take breaks, always. Let's come into our next exercise, spine stretch forward. I really enjoyed teaching this one with a ball. Okay, spine stretch forward is a great spine stretch, reaching forward. Now we want to come into our position. I'm sitting on the edge of my blanket. If you find that your hamstrings are really tight, feel free to fold your blanket or sit on a bolster. Do what it is that you need to do. But we want our spine to be nice and straight to start. We stack our hands on top of the ball, roll our shoulders back, create length up the spine. Inhale. How's it feel? Draw the belly in. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Now envision that we have a beach ball here, and we're gonna drape our body up and over the beach ball. Inhale, but we're gonna roll this ball along our forearms and reach, holding inhale in a nice big C curl. Exhale, coming up one vertebrae at a time until we get all the way up. Inhale. Pull the toes back, keep it super active. Exhale, rolling all the way forward. Holding, inhaling. Exhaling, rolling up, restacking the spine up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale. Exhaling, rolling forward. Inhaling. Exhaling, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, restacking. One more time. All the way up. Beautiful. How did that feel? Take a break anytime you need. We're going to grab onto the ball. Teaser prep number 1. Now, if you have a longer tailbone, you might know that you already do. If you do, feel free to pad this out, okay? Sit on a blanket, sit on a pillow. We can't change our bones. Nothing we can do. I'm going to grab onto the ball. Bend the knees a lot, pull the toes back towards you, move the soft tissue to either side. Arms out in front, slide the scapula back, kiss the shoulder blades together, turn the palms up, point the thumbs away. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, we're gonna squeeze the ball slightly, pull the toes back, tuck the chin, and lean back, keeping our heart open. Now from here, slide the shoulders back, keep the chest lifted. Now, see that little tremor that I've got going on there? That is your transversus tremor. You want it. Means we're building muscle. Inhaling, keeping our chest lifted. Exhaling, let's come back up. Let the legs flop. How did you do? We're gonna do it again, don't you worry. Now, for some of us, we have hips where squeezing the ball is not comfortable. It can feel more comfortable for people to hold the ball in their hands or nothing at all and let the legs go to the side. It's going to depend on you and your hips. Try them both out. You might find that you prefer the knees and external rotation. Now, everything that we have done in class today, except the side lying, has been preparing us for this move. The forward flexion, even the spine stretch forward is preparing the backs of our legs, okay? Sitting up nice and tall, chest is lifted, the chin is going to tuck like it's going into forward flexion. We're gonna balance that hot cup of coffee. The legs are in tabletop. Rolling the shoulders back, leaning back, keep the feet nice and flexed. Now keep the ribs dropping, the abdominals tightening, the shoulders are pulling back, the chin is tucking. You can drag the feet in a little bit, holding, inhaling, holding, exhaling, holding, inhaling. One more breath and release it. Now, if you are feeling too much pressure on the tailbone, you can try patting it out. But for me, in my body and the shape of my tailbone, I know when I tilt my pelvis and I feel that weight, that it's actually quite painful on the tailbone, that I am slouching, okay? We want to hip hinge back. So think about opening up here. Inhale, Exhale, taking that back. Drag the heels back a little bit. Now, choosing your own adventure, my friend. Perhaps we squeeze the ball and float the feet. Holding, holding, breathing, and releasing. Do you want to do it one more time? Maybe choosing to lift the feet. You can also try taking the ball, reaching it out in front. No ball between the legs. Take it back, chest is up, squeezing the ball. Squeeze the ball, find your positioning first, drop the ribs, make sure the belly's not pinging out. Maybe floating the feet with nice big flexes on the feet. Holding, inhaling. Holding, exhaling. One more breath. And then we're gonna let it go. How did we do? How did it feel? A lot of people will tell me that they felt it a lot in the hips. Remember we were talking earlier about how we slouch a lot nowadays? Well, it's the same sort of thing. We're so sedentary, our hip flexors can become quite weak. So working that, double loading the hip flexors is a lot. So if you felt that, really flex the feet back and keep working on it. Alrighty, one more exercise for today. We're gonna come onto our belly and do my favorite prone exercise, diamond press. Diamond press gets its name because we make a diamond from our body. So you see how the arm position is like a diamond. We're gonna come down onto our bellies and bring the legs right together. Stack the hands one at a time on top of each other, and the forehead comes on that. Now draw our belly up, visualizing an ice cube underneath the belly. The legs are going to become very, very heavy. We're only lifting the upper body for this exercise. Inhaling, allowing the forehead to sink down into the hands. As we exhale, we're going to brace the abdominals, lift the elbows, the hands, and the head off. The head stays in connection. The gaze stays on the mat and lower. The lift is maybe 2 centimeters. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders down the body, draw the belly up. Exhaling, lifting. Inhaling. Exhaling, lower. Keep the legs down. Do not let them float up. Exhale, keep the legs down. The belly comes up. This is very, very small. You should be able to drop your fingers down and touch the mat and lower. Inhaling. Shoulders sliding down. Shoulders and ears are not friends. Belly's pulling up. And releasing. Inhale again. Exhale. Holding, inhale. And lower. Draw the hands underneath the shoulders. Pressing up for a nice cat and cow. And cat. And cow. One more. And then softening our hips back toward our heels, finding child's pose, maybe extended or stacking our hands underneath our forehead, just like we did, or fists instead of hands underneath the forehead. Breathing into the back. Let's come all the way down. Reach over, grab onto one heel, squeeze the gluteal muscle forward. Good. Feel that stretch. We worked these muscles today, so really squeeze. Don't just hang out, be active. And the other way, sweeping forward. How do you feel? Maybe a little energized, maybe a little sore. All of that is normal. What we did this week was we changed up some things, we revisited most of it, but then we added on or changed the position or did a different variation. Alrighty, sweeping the legs forward, pulling our toes back, inhaling, sweeping our arms up, turn the palms, hip hinge, keep the heart pointing toward the front. Keep the toes pulling back, inhaling, rising, exhaling, sweeping forward. 2 more times, please. Inhaling up, exhaling. 1 more. Holding. Advanced version lifts the corners of the mouth. Allowing the body to come down and walking all the way back up. Sitting however you would like to. Tilt the head. Rotate down and through, down and up, looking to the right and looking to the left. I hope that you enjoyed Introduction to Pilates Week 2. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments, anything at all. And thank you so much for joining me.